welcome to the Aquarium of Niagara daily Facebook Live. My name is Hallie, and this is my coworker Krystin.
Hello, everyone.
If you guys have been tuning in a lot, you probably recognize us. We've been doing a few of these in the past couple of weeks. And we do want to say thank you so much for joining us every single day and learning more about our animals. So today you're going to see something really exciting. If you have watched a few of our shows that we've been doing, you may have seen that we have been getting in the water with our California sea lions. So as you can imagine, that's not really an easy thing to do, to train them to do that. So what we're going to do is kind of give you a behind the scenes look on how we train them. So Krystin?
Yeah, so very shortly, Hallie here will be grabbing Kaya. Kaya is our 11-year-old female California sea lion, and she was actually rescued off the coast of California 2 different times. Kaya figured out that it was a little bit easier to approach people and ask them for fish rather than to hunt for it on her own, which, as you can imagine, that's a very dangerous situation for sea lions and for people involved. So it's really important that she was deemed non-releasable and joined our family here at the aquarium, where we can make sure she stays safe every day. So, like I said, Hallie's going to grab Kaya in just a second, and we're going to walk you guys through the process of that. So, what do you think, Hallie? Want to grab her?
I will go get Kaya.
Awesome.
Hang on for a sec, guys.
Now, while Hallie's working with Kaya, if you guys do have any questions, feel free to comment those right away. We have someone operating our camera here who will be happy to let us know that we have some questions, and we'd be happy to answer those. So like Hallie said, she's going to bring out Kaya, and when we work with our animals and do water work, this is something that takes a really long time to get to this point. So we're kind of going to walk through the process of training our California sea lions to do water work, but keep in mind that this does take a really strong trusting relationship. Hallie's been working with Kaya for over 5 years. She's very comfortable with her and has that strong relationship. So that's the most important thing to establish first. Before we would ever attempt to get in the water with our animals, we want to make sure that we have a strong and trusting bond with them and that they're used to working with us every single day. So once that bond is established, we can eventually start to begin water work. And you might be wondering, how do we even start something like that? Well, one of the first things that we will do is just get our animals comfortable with a part of us being in the water. So usually, we'll be able to sit on the edge with them, and as you can see, Kaya's in the water there, and Hallie's able to simply just dip her feet in with her. And when she's in the water with her feet in there for the first time, we're going to give her reinforcement, fish, scratches, praise, let her know she's doing a really good job, and that it's okay. Even though part of us is in the water, it's totally fine. This is comfortable. In fact, this is something that's really fun. So we have to keep in mind that when we enter the water, we're entering their environment. Our environment is on land, and if they were ever to be nervous or scared for any reason, they can always go to the water. So we have to keep that in mind when getting in the water with them. It's definitely not something you would do with them out in their natural environment. But again, due to that strong relationship and bond, we can have our animals be comfortable and trust us to get in the water with them. So as you saw, once Hallie's comfortable sticking her feet in with Kaya and Kaya's comfortable with that, the next step is to slowly slide our entire bodies in with them. Now we actually have a backup pool in our back area that's about 4 feet deep, and this is where we would start water work. It's a little more shallow and more intimate for us to be able to work one-on-one with our animals, and again, that smaller space is a little bit more comfortable for us to first submerge our entire bodies. Once they're comfortable with that, we will actually be able to move out here into our main pool. So again, we'll be able to slide in with them, float around, make sure that they're comfortable. And then finally, the last step that we can eventually get to with our animals, once they're completely comfortable with our whole body being in the water, is actually to dive in with them. So you guys maybe saw this during our shows earlier this week, that we do get to the point we can finally dive in with our animals. And this is actually something that they pick up pretty easily. Our animals are trained to move along with us and kind of to follow us wherever we go. So you're going to notice here, when Hallie does jump in the water, Kaya will very easily be able to follow her right on in. So I think they're ready to go. Let's watch them jump in. Awesome. So as you can see, Kaya's doing a great job following Hallie right into the water. Now, when our animals are in the water with us, we can then start to train them behaviors in the water. So you'll see Kaya do various different things with Hallie. Just like all of our training, again, this is going to be through positive reinforcement. And you'll notice that Hallie doesn't have any fish in the water with her. But we can give our animals reinforcement, again, through praise and scratch. way that we can give our animals reinforcement even while we are in the water with them. And that is through what we call an A to B. Now, this is pretty much what it sounds like. We can actually train our animals to go from point A to point B. So as you can see, Hallie is with Kaya right now. And if she were to be called by me, if I called her over, she would know to come to her trainer B. So we can utilize this when Hallie and Kaya are in the water. She can point her back to me, or I can call her back over. And that's a great way to be able to give her reinforcement. So for example, if Hallie and Kai were in the water and she was training her a new behavior, she did a great job. She could point her right back to land, and that gives me the opportunity to go ahead and give her a whole bunch of fish for what she just did in the water.
You want to try that, Kaya? You want to do that?
All right, so it looks like Hallie and Kai are going to jump right in here once again. And as you can see, she dove right in. And we're going to try that A to B. So Hallie's going to send Kaya back in just a second, and you'll be able to see how well she responds and picks up and knows to go back to that trainer on land too. Nice job, Kai. Very good girl. Nice job, sweetheart. You're doing awesome. Good girl. Oh, good job. So as you can see too, Kaya knew to stay right there on the seat, or stay with me until Hallie cued her to come over. And Hallie's cue for her to come over was simply slapping the water. So once Kaya heard that noise, she knew, okay, Hallie called me over, that's where I'm going to go. Now as you can see, she's doing a pretty cute belly float there. We can train a variety of these different behaviors with our animals in the water. And a lot of them are fun, enriching, something different for them to do every single day too. Good girl, Kaya. Very nice job. Very good girl. Good girl, Pumpkin.
Kaya.
Good girl. Now, one of the very last things that we'll be able to demonstrate for you guys today is actually how we have a recall trained with our animals. So even though we have that very strong, very trusting relationship with all of our sea lions, before we get in the water with them, we have to be prepared in case there were ever to be an emergency. So even if there were a medical emergency with Hallie that we didn't see coming, we want to make sure that Kaya is completely comfortable and ready to be called back to her trainer. So we're actually going to show you guys how we can do that. And what we do is actually have our trainer jump right in the water. And then when we're watching them, we can actually call our sea lion's name, and she knows that if she comes back, she'll get a whole bunch of reinforcement. So we're gonna have Hallie hop on in, and I'm gonna call her back from the back, and you guys will be able to see how that's done.
Kaya did a really nice job with her recall. Woo, excuse me, I got sputter right nose. So basically what's going on back there, backstage is Kaya's just getting a jackpot, which means that she's getting a whole lot of reinforcement. So she's getting a ton of fish. So this behavior is a really, really important behavior for these guys. So we want to make sure that they are pretty to drop anything that they're doing at any given time and come back to that trainer. So I think Krystin's back here. We'll let her take over again.
Awesome. Do we have any questions about water work or how we train these animals?
No questions yet.
No?
How many animals can do water work here at the aquarium?
That's a great question. Most of our sea lions can. There are a couple who are still learning and almost there with water work. So we have gotten in the water with all of our sea lions, but a couple still aren't to the point that they're completely comfortable, ready for shows yet. So that's okay. We're still working on it with them. And we have a couple of our seals outside who are trained on water work as well.
Do you do water work in every show that you do with the animals?
Yeah, not quite every single show. A lot of times when we do our higher energy shows, like the ones that we'll do on the weekends, we will get in the water with these guys. You know, obviously in the middle of the winter, sometimes it's not that appealing to get in the water because we have to go outside and feed our seals. We're sometimes here it can get a little bit cold. But you know, we do try to get in the water with these guys as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And it's very fun for us. It's really fun for them as well.
Yeah.
And Hallie, we noticed you're wearing a wetsuit. How cold is the water that you're diving into?
The water right now is probably around 66 or 67 degrees. So that's a little bit chilly. I definitely wouldn't recommend getting in it without a wetsuit on, but we're used to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We noticed you giving Kaya a lot of fish. How much fish does Kaya eat on a daily basis?
Yeah, so all of our sea lions eat a little bit different amount based on their size, their activity level, their age, their weight. All these different factors go into play. But Kaya's around 15 pounds of fish per day right now. So that's quite a bit of fish that she's eating. We have to make sure that they're staying healthy and active, burning off those fish calories every day too. Just like it's important for us to get that exercise as well.
Do you guys ever do more than one animal in the water?
We do.
Yeah. That's a really good question. So we do have a few of our animals that will work better together. A few animals that we've had for a little bit longer here that have known each other for a little bit longer. So we will get in the water with them. So usually how we do it is we have one trainer with one animal and one trainer with another animal. So that's something that here in the summer we're kind of hoping to roll that out with our sea lions. So if you guys come here and join us at the aquarium, maybe you'll be seeing that in some of our shows.
Yeah.
All right.
No more questions?
No more questions?
All right, awesome.
All right, well, thank you guys again so much for joining us here today on our Facebook Live. Again, we're going to be here every single day at 2 o'clock, just so you guys can remember that we are closed, but we are still caring for these animals. We do want to encourage you guys to go to our website, where you can see a lot of activities, kind of keep you up to speed on everything going on here at the aquarium. But thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.